In this lesson, we are going to talk about one of the most important things that you can do, especially when asking for information to ChatGPT, and it is providing an output template in your prompt. What is an output template? It happens really often that when you ask ChatGPT for something, you're not happy with the way it provides you certain information. For example, if I want to go ahead and type in, give me the 10 best books that talk about war, and I enter, as you can see, I've gone ahead and received 10 books in a numbered list, as you can clearly see, and there is written the writer and a really small description, 2 lines. But maybe that's not what I want, because, for example, The Art of War is by Sun Tzu, and maybe I don't know who Sun Tzu is. And then it says a timeless treatise on military strategy and tactics, offering valuable lessons on leadership, planning, and conflicting resolution. But I've read The Art of War myself, and this description doesn't really resonate with what it's actually in the book. So what I will go ahead and do is ask for a different output from ChatGPT, because I am sure it has the right information, I just didn't get fed what I actually wanted. And that's because my prompt wasn't good enough. So I'll go ahead and type, give me the 5 best books that talk about war, and follow the output template. So basically the same prompt, however, I'll add the output template. Title, date, name of the author, small description of the author and his achievements in the military field, because I want to make sure that the person I'm learning to was actually someone that has fought. How is the information provided in the book? For example, if it's small snippets, quotes, multiple chapters, few and longer chapters, how many pages is the book, and what's the average review on Amazon? I'll go ahead and hit enter. I've also added include The Art of War so that I've read it and I can verify that the output template was followed. And as you can see, we have the title, the date, the name of the author, and then his achievements are the fact that he was a Chinese military strategist and philosopher. How is the information provided in the book? Concise chapters, each focusing on different aspects of war strategies and tactics, which is true. It provides insights through short, insightful passages and anecdotes, which is really, really true. You can find a lot of quotes online that are taken from the book, and that's how the information is delivered. And then how many pages? It's of course always going to say that it varies depending on the edition, but typically around 100 pages. And then we have the average review on Amazon. Then we have All Quiet on the Western Front, which is from a soldier in World War I, as you can see. And then we go below, there is this book from a Vietnam War soldier, etc., etc. And as you can see, we have also the average reviews on Amazon, and I could ask ChatGPT, for example, to sort them out by the highest reviews, or I could ask them to sort them out by the shortest or the longest book, or by the oldest, the newest. As long as I provide a good output template, I'm going to get the information that I want as I want it. And you can either do it by literally outlining the output template or explaining it by words. So I could have said, make sure to include title, date, name, a small description, how the information is provided, just in a normal sentence. However, what I found is that by creating an output template like this, you're going to get way better and more outlined results. Let's go ahead and provide another example. So I go ahead and type, I'm learning prompt engineering, correct this sentence providing what I've written becomes corrected snippet because reason of the correction, and then I'll type outline in a bullet point format all the single corrections that you have done to the sentence following the output template. So I'll go ahead and hit enter, and as you can see, I have a bullet point format where it says this becomes this because I is capitalized to I, as the pronoun should always be capitalized in English. M becomes M for proper grammar. Learning becomes learning for the correct spelling. I've misspelled this thing. Engineering becomes engineering for correct spelling once again. And as you can see, it has followed the output template, so now I know what was corrected in my sentence and why. This is really useful when you're correcting, of course, longer essays. It's not that useful when you're correcting a single sentence. You could probably have seen the difference between this one and this one with your own eyes without asking for a review like this. But when you're creating longer essays, it's really, really useful to ask it to provide a description for each small thing that is modified. Another really cool feature that you can use regarding output templates is asking for CSV files and table formats. How do you do that? So if I now go ahead and type, can you order the following numbers in 2 different columns in a table format? One is for odd numbers and one for the even ones. I'll go ahead and hit enter. And as you can see, I have the odd numbers and the even numbers. I could also ask it to slightly modify these and say, add 43, 56, and 34. And as you can see, you now have your table. I could also ask it to order them from the smallest one to the biggest one in the table. As you can see here, I didn't provide the right output template by telling GPT to keep them in the table. I just told them to pick the numbers from the table. So it has given me the numbers like that. But then after a small correction here, it has given me the output template that I wanted. So they are now ordered from the smallest to largest. And I can also ask it to create a CSV file. As you can see, I'm going to get this CSV file that I can copy like this. And the reason CSV files are useful, which by the way stands for comma separated values. The reason this is useful is for creating Excel files. So for example, I can copy the data and paste it in the spreadsheet, which is going to create 2 different columns that I can use. So that's how to use output templates. You can use them in a variety of ways. It's infinite. You can use them for tables, bullet points. It's really useful for outlining or highlighting important information. I will now see you in the next lesson where we'll talk about roles and perspective prompting.